This is Bones Baduki the ninth, and that boy is a 7-foot, 235 cornerback, and he is different. Bones Baduki the ninth is known for laying that BAM all night. Being the youngest brother, all of the Baduki brothers had all picked on him, but now look at him. He's the biggest Baduki brother that's out, and his dad has always said, son, you are gifted. Just look at your size. But Bones Baduki the ninth has 0 offers going into his senior year. He has to prove these college coaches wrong. On into Bones Baduki the ninth first game. Oh my God, what is he doing on the ground? He has to get back up and retaliate. Here, as you can see on the next play on 1st and 10, it was no fly zone going Bones Baduki the ninth way, but Derek Baduki Jr. played for IMG Academy, and Bones Baduki wanted to take the same route. When I tell you IMG win championships, they win championships. And as you can see, he lays a big tackle, but on 3rd and 9, he was sitting in man-to-man, but clamped it up and dropped the ball. Come on, Bones Baduki the ninth. But on 2nd and 12, oh my God, he will get that interception, and he sees that IMG end zone and dives for a 6, and he was fired up. But we're going to win the first ball game, and he is now a 1-star recruit and gets a couple interest offers from UNLV, San Jose State, and Nevada. Going into Bones Baduki the ninth, next game against Hanford, just look at the athleticism as he go all the way across the field and make the tackle. But as you can see on 3rd and 6, he wasn't even in his zone, but he intercepted that ball. And as you can see, he will get loose. He might be 7 foot, but he got some speed to him. I mean, when I say he was fired up, that boy was turned up. But as you can see, going into the next play on 2nd and 1, I was sitting in there. Ow, that was supposed to be an interception, but he just didn't connect with the ball. But as you can see on 3rd and 1, he was sitting man-to-man again, but he let up and let the wide receiver catch the ball. We're having 0 offers. Bones Baduki the ninth, that's unacceptable, but we holded them to 3. I'm not gonna lie, that's good for the defense. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I was sitting in my zone again. This quarterback really tested Bones Baduki again. And this time I went up on this wide receiver. You're too small, buddy. But as you can see, he will take it and he will get tackled. But Bones Baduki creeped down. Oh my God, he almost had another interception, but he made sure to tackle him. But on 2nd and 4, guess what? He will have another interception and he breaks loose. No, he will not. He will get brought down. And Bones was fired up. Oh my God. But he will go on to get player of the game with 3 interceptions. And guess what? He picked up his first 2 offers. If Bones picked up his first 2 offers, he's fired. Bam! Up, oh my God, he's coming out intense, and I promise you, y'all done turned that man up. Bones Baduki the ninth is gonna turn up every game. And as you can see, he will get an interception. Turn around, make sure to get that ball. They didn't lay the block for him, but he will get brought down. He said, yes, sir, this my ball. But on 3rd and 4, as you can see, he comes down and boom! Woo-hoo! Bones Baduki the ninth is raised from a great family, and I mean, that was supposed to be an interception right there, but I mean, after being picked on by all of his brothers, I mean, all the anger he's taking out on this field, so you better watch out. But as you can see, oh my God, he got burned, and that's not like Bones Baduki the ninth. He has to get revenge, so they put him on special teams, and that boy bouncing out left side, and he could, and he would. Will he get gone? No, he will not. They will bring him down. But Bones went up to that wide receiver and said, you won't ever stand a chance, bam, against me again. I promise you won't burn me again. But on 2nd and 4, he let him get another catch, but bam, he's gonna make up for it every time. But on 3rd and 3, he's sitting a man-to-man, but guess what? He gets an interception and put it on his head top. He gets player of the game with 2 interceptions, and he gets a dream come true. Scholarship offer at cornerback from Hawaii. Bones Baduki the ninth is making a name for himself. After the last 3 games, they are talking about him on every social media site. They are saying he might just be the best Baduki to ever play the game of football. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the rumors are getting believable. I mean, just look at his height coming out of this boy is 7 foot 235 at cornerback. Why wouldn't he be the best Baduki to ever touch the game of football? But as you can see, bam, that's another big hit by Bones Baduki, and he absolutely gets stiff on him. But guess what? He put him on the 1-yard line. That's a way to sacrifice the football. But the quarterback comes in and scores the next play. But Bones in the game off with 5 total tackles. He's a 4-star now, and he picks up an offer from Stanford. That's amazing. On to our next game against 4-0 San Jose. They are undefeated, and it's time to take their first loss. But Bones Baduki the ninth let up a pretty big game, and that's unacceptable. But on 1st and 10, he went and got a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. But on 3rd and 5, as you can see, he was kind of not in his zone, but he came down and bam on that. That's how you flip somebody, baby. But on 1st and 10, he wasn't in his zone, but guess what? He almost had a 1-hand interception. You got to bait him sometimes. But on 3rd and 8, as you can see, he comes down and lay a hit. Bones Baduki the ninth, don't worry, baby. That interception is coming. Bam! Oh my God. He almost hurt that kid right there. But on 1st and 10, he comes down and lay another big hit. He is not playing. No wonder his name is Bones. But he let up a touchdown, but he absolutely hit him in the end zone. But on 2nd and 4, he went and laid another tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and on 1st and 10, he will hawk this running back down and tackle him. But they go on to beat us. We take our first loss, and he ends the game off with 10 total tackles, but he gets an offer from Alabama, LSU, and Washington. Oh my God. Being that all his brothers had went to big SEC schools, you kind of seen this coming. Bones Baduki tonight, be ready for these offers to come in. On to our next game against 1-4 Carson. This running back had some nerve to stiff arm Bones Baduki tonight, and we let up 3 points to let them get the field goal. This game is gonna be different. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I told them boys, you're not catching nothing else, and you're not getting any more points. But stand in my zone and boy, get that ball out of your hands. You don't deserve it. On to the next one. 1st and 10, this wide receiver ran the slowest route in history, and I let him catch it. Come on, Bones Baduki, the ninth. But as you can see, we were going to win another game, and Bones pick up another offer from Oregon Ducks. On to our next game against 0-6 La Pente. We are going to treat you guys as such, and Bones Baduki the ninth picks that ball off the first play of the game and got up and said, this is my ball, fellas. But on 1st and 10, he soon as that boy better drop that ball. He heard them footsteps. Boom! I'm like, oh, well, he didn't lay the boom. He kind of stumbled over himself and got a little too ahead of himself. But on 1st and 10, you know what? Boom! There it is. There goes that boom. And he got up and looked him down. That is disrespectful. On the next play, he had his own, but he blitzed and shoestring this running back. Yes, sir! But on 3rd and 17, he had his own. He wasn't in it, but he boomed him and made sure he got nowhere. But on 1st and 10, he came all the way across the field and laid a tackle on the running back. Look at that athleticism. But on 3rd and 4, they had a screenplay and ball, bam! He wasn't going for it, fellas, but we still somehow, some way go on and lose the ball game. But Bones Baduki that ninth picks up an offer from Utah. On into round 1 of the playoffs, it's either win or go home. And Bones Baduki went and made a tackle, but they still got the first down. But on 3rd and goal, he blitzed and hit that quarterback. How did he get that pass off? That's unbelievable. That's some Patrick Mahomes stuff. But bam, he laid Bones Baduki the ninth out, and Bones didn't like that at all. But he wasn't in his zone, and what was Bones doing? It looks like he's trying to go home. Being in the playoffs, Bones Baduki the ninth is on the big stage, so you can't mess up. These coaches will take those offers back, but on 1st and 10, he will go give me that. He will intercept that ball. Bones Baduki the ninth, he will try to return it. Juke. Oh my God, he will get brought down. I'm not gonna lie to you, this game, Bones was all over the field, but on 3rd and 7, he let up a big game, but he went and wrapped and rolled for the tackle. He got up fired up, so hopefully he's on his toes now, but he blitzing. Oh my God, that's how you get somebody behind for a tackle for loss. But on 3rd and 5, this wide receiver running deep in Bones, what you gonna do? He will intercept that ball, and he will get brought down on site. But he gets player of the game with 2 interceptions, and oh my God, Bones Baduki tonight picks up a dream come true offer from Georgia. On to our next game against 7-0 Roseville. These boys don't know what it feel like to take an L, so we gonna give it to him. And on 2nd and inches, Bones Baduki the ninth run all the way across the field to make a tackle. And on 3rd and 4, he ran a route for this wide receiver, one-hand interception. And as you can see, he would get back up that field, juke, break one tackle, and he will get brought down. But on 2nd and 10, as you can see, they have a read option, and Bones Baduki will catch him and bam him. Oh my God. But on 2nd and 10, he comes down hard and bams the quarterback. He's not playing. But on 4th and 6, they threw it his way again and almost had another interception. But Bones Baduki the ninth is now a 5-star recruit. Ends the game off with 4 total tackles and gets an offer from Wisconsin. On to round 3 of the playoffs, we get our rematch against La Pente, and on 3rd and 5, they get a first down, but I bam him early on, and Bones Baduki made him fumble that ball. And he gets on and recovered and said, ha ha ha, is mine. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, he was sitting in man-to-man, but bam, he's not playing this game. He said he wants revenge. But on 1st and goal, he's sitting in his zone, and bam, this quarterback's gonna fill him every time. But on 3rd and goal, he's sitting in his zone again, and this quarterback got lucky. He ran in for a 6. But on 1st and 10, he's sitting in man-to-man, and he will wrap and roll this quarterback. But on 3rd and 4, he comes down real hot. I don't know what he was doing. The wide receiver is wide open. Bones Baduki the ninth, what are you doing? They go all the way for 6. Bones let his team down. We go on and lose in the playoffs, so our season is over. But Bones Baduki the ninth picks up an offer from West Virginia, but now he is faced with the biggest decision of his life. Where is he gonna go? With Bones Baduki actually breaking almost every record in high school football, he picked up a ton of offers. He kinda doesn't want to follow his brother path and go to a big SEC, so he has committed to win Wisconsin. And I mean, it is time to put them in the chance to win a national championship. And Bones Paducah IX is going for Heisman. Bones Paducah IX being named the #1 cornerback, I'm not gonna lie, all of his teammates are kind of hating on him, so he has to show out. But oh my God, just look at Bones. He intercepts that ball and he said, "Coach, yes sir, you got the best cornerback that came out of high school football, and I will be better than these seniors." Not gonna lie, everyone on social media was, "Oh my God, that's a one-hand interception." They were all talking about Bones Paducah IX because he didn't go to a big SEC. Bones wanted to show out at another team that's lower, and he wants to go get them a championship. But as you can see, he is running all the way across that field and bam! Oh my God. And when I say come out to practice intense, Bones is coming out very intense. I mean, if I was a senior, I would be hating on him too. That kid is a stud. But as you can see, look at him. He will intercept a ball again, and he is not playing in practice. I mean, it's only practice, Bones Paducah IX. It's not even the game. But coach said, good job practicing, and you're in no danger of losing that starting position. On into our first game, it's a rainy game. And Bones Paducah IX really don't like the rain, but he still has to come out and show out in his first game. And on 1st and 10, he gets a tackle, but they had a gain of too much. He got the first down. But on 2nd and 7, bam, that's how you lower your shoulder on somebody, Bones. But as you can see, on 1st and 10, he almost had his first interception, but he just couldn't locate the ball. But on 1st and 10, bam, oh, that wasn't a boom, but he still hit him hard. But on 2nd and 13, he comes down and bam, that's what I'm talking about, baby. You clean that clock every time. But on 3rd and 19, as you can see, he will locate the... No, he will not locate the ball. He will drop the ball. But as you can see, we still going to win the game. He ends the game off 7 total tackles. On to our next game against FCS East. They know better to throw it Bones Paducah way. You better throw that ball out of bounds because it would have got picked off. But on 3rd and 1, he comes over and lays a big hit on this running back. But on 1st and 10, they have a sweep play, and Bones Paducah to come across the field and lay another tackle. But on 2nd and 3, he's still kind of bam, searching for his first interception. And will he catch it? Yes, he will. Yes, sir. Bones Paducah IX will. Oh my God, get out of the way. He will go all the way for 6, and he dives because he's that man. But on 1st and goal, I'm not gonna lie, they drove down the field and scored on us, but they still lost. Bones in the game off for 3 total tackles and 1 interception. Not a so good game, but he finally got his first interception. On to our next game against Arizona State. They are 1-0 and they have to take their first L. Boom, that's a way to throw him to that sideline. But Bones Paducah IX has to crank it up a notch if he wants to be a Heisman. I mean, the stats that he had in the first 2 games is not good stats. But bam, that's how you clean that quarterback's clock. But on 2nd and 4, he comes out and make another hit for a tackle for loss. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when it comes to rallying that ball, he's gonna be the first one to it with bad intentions as well. But on 1st and goal, as you can see, they run a read option and score on us. It's now 17-7. We have to shake back. But as you can see, he dives with the long arms that he has. He's using them to his full advantage. But as you can see, I don't like how that wide receiver absolutely boomed him. I mean, absolutely boomed him. But oh my God, he intercepts that ball at the end of the game. But we still going to lose it. He gave it all he had. He's stepping it up. 5 total tackles and 1 interception. After losing our first game, it's not too good for the team. But Bones is still going to come out every game intense, and he is not going to give up. This freshman is crazy. But as you can see, on 2nd and 1, he was sent back in the deep thirds, came back down and absolutely boomed him. Oh my God. But on 1st and 10, that was an interception, but he slipped up and has to do better on his feet. Bam! Oh my God, that's how you hurt somebody and put them out for the game. Yes, sir. But on 2nd and 2, as you can see, I was in the deep thirds, but I read it and came down and made another tackle. He is running these stats up this game. But on 3rd and 4, he almost had an interception. Get on that ground, boy. But on 2nd and 5, as you can see, he was back in his zone and he got burned. That is not like Bones, but he had absolutely got the tackle. But on 1st and 10, that's how you hit somebody behind the line of scrimmage. We take the game into overtime. It's 21-14. The running back breaks my tackle. Will he get in? No, he will not. And that's a turnover downs. Bones Paducah IX ends the game off with 11 total tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. On to our next game against the Ohio State. They are ranked number 3 and they are undefeated. So Bones Paducah IX, they are already doubting you because you are a freshman, and that's how you come out intense and show them boys who you are. But as you can see, on 2nd and 6, he was relentless to the ball all night. I mean, absolutely laying the boom and doing everything that he can to show them boys that he is not scared of contact, and he doesn't care if you're a senior or a 2nd-year senior. bam, oh my God. That's how you hit somebody. But on 1st and 10, he comes down and bam, oh my God. If you are a freshman doing things like this, you are different. He went in and got a sack for his team to push the ball to 3rd down. But as you can see, look at him, he gets another sack. That boy's fired up. But as you can see on 1st and 10, they have a read option and he hits him behind the line of scrimmage again. But on 4th and 6, they threw the ball to the other side and they will score to take it up 21-21. But Bones Baduki stayed relentless, stayed in the zone. He didn't catch the interception, but he pushed them out of bounds. And guess what? Another sack. I mean, just name somebody in college football that's better than Bones Baduki the ninth. But they read option the ball, and guess what? We pick it up in overtime, and we could, and he would go. The D lineman went all the way for 6, but the flag was on Bones Baduki. But guess what? We still going to win the game. And that right there is Heisman stats for Bones Baduki the ninth. Going to our next game against Northwestern on 1st and 10, Bones Baduki had an interception, but he dropped the ball. But on 2nd and 10, he was not in his zone, but he ran all the way across the field to make a tackle. That's still a gain of too much for them. They can't get that many yards. But with the long arms he has, he uses it to his advantage and makes the tackle. But he could have had an interception if he would have baited that right. I'm not gonna lie, Bones Baduki the ninth has been balling out. But as you can see, he gets a tackle for loss with his teammate. But guess what? He goes for the sack. Somehow, some way, got that pass off. That's unbelievable. I mean, that kid was like Patrick Mahomes. But as you can see, Bones Baduki the ninth gets the interception. Will he return it? He will break one tackle and go down. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, he almost had another one, and he made a tackle with 2 defenders in front of him. On 3rd and 10, as you can see, Bones Baduki the ninth almost missed this tackle, but somehow, some way, he brought him down. But on 2nd and 1, they ran a screenplay, but he absolutely bammed him. That's how you put your shoulder in someone's chest. Bam! That's another big hit by Bones Baduki the ninth. And on 4th and 10, he was sitting in his zone, and guess what? He gets another interception, and he had an awesome game. He gets player of the game with 7 total tackles and 2 interceptions. On to our next game against 2-3 Illinois on 2nd and 13, Bones Baduki the ninth came down and wrap and rolled him. Them Gator rolls are paying off. And on 3rd and 1, he went and got a sack, but somehow, some way, he got that ball off. But on 1st and 10, they had me on this slant route, but I caught up and made a tackle, but that was still a gain of too much. But on 1st and goal, Bones wasn't going for it. He said, you guys are not getting in this end zone. I'm sorry. But as you can see, he comes down and bam, he didn't even have a chance to turn around. That's how you hit somebody. But as you can see, he drops the interception. Come on, Bones. But he will come down and bam, absolutely flat iron him. Put him to bed. Night. But as you can see, on 3rd and 13, he was in man-to-man, sitting there just waiting, baiting up, and I almost had an interception. But guess what? That interception turned into my teammate getting an interception. This game coming down to a wire, we have to go out and get a stop. And on 2nd and 8, Bones go up and drops the ball. I mean, I don't know if he has butterfingers or what, but he has to catch something. But on 3rd and 2, is he absolutely... he thought he had me beat, but Bones Baduki the ninth came and retreated and will take it all the way to the house to win the ball game. We going to win. He's the game off for 9 total tackles and 1 interception. Going into our next game, we are not losing anymore. I mean, after our first loss, we have been getting win after win after win. And on 1st and 10, he was sitting in a man-to-man and read the other wide receiver and intercepts that ball. I mean, that's how you do it, Bones Baduki the ninth. But on 2nd and 9, he comes over and bam, makes that boy fumble. And guess what? My teammate hops on the ball. But on 2nd and 13, they have another read option, and I'm lurking them all game. I'm talking about I'm coming down. Boom! That's how you clean somebody's clock. But on 3rd and 2, I was sitting in my zone. He throws to the other side of the field, stiff arms his way into the end zone. We going to lose the game. Bones didn't have a so bad one. He had 6 total tackles and 1 interception and 1 forced fumble. To our next game against 3-5 BYU, boy, it's gonna be a game. That quarterback burst across that sideline and Bones went to go make the tackle. But on 2nd and 12, as you can see, they run a jet sweep, but I will hit him behind that line of scrimmage. I was fired up. I said, there's nowhere to go, buddy. But on 1st and 10, I was sitting there, almost had an interception, but he will cut it back up and take it for 6. We are not having a great start. But on 2nd and 10, I will come down, almost intercept that one, and throw him to that ground. But on 1st and 10, I was waiting in man-to-man and dropped the ball. Come on, Butterfingers. But on 3rd and 10, I make up for it and and guess what? I catch it this time, and I was absolutely turned up with the team, and we will go on and win the ball game. He only had 2 total tackles and 1 interception. On into our next game against 4-5 Indiana, and on 1st and 10, that boy Bones came down and boomed him, but on 1st and 10, he was staying in his zone again and dropped the ball. I mean, I don't know how many drops he got, but he has a lot. But as you can see, as soon as you catch that ball, he's putting you to the ground. But on 1st and 10, he comes back on this one and drops it again. I mean, I don't know what's going on in his head and what's going on with his hands. But on 3rd and 3, as you can see, he was sitting there, and I mean, the quarterback threw the ball and he will hit him, but guess what? He still got the first down. If we want to be a great team, that's absolutely boom, a gain of too much. But on 1st and 10, they throw the slant route, and I boomed him too. I mean, on 3rd and 7, I'm waiting for everybody to catch that ball, and boom, you gonna feel me every time. But on 3rd and 3, they want a read option, absolutely forklifted that quarterback. But on 3rd and 3, I finally pick up my first interception of the game. And will I return it? Ooh, our boy get outside, he breaks 1 tackle, and he will get brought down. We going to lose another game. Bones in the game off of 8 total tackles and 1 interception. After taking another loss, we are not even ranked anymore, and our championship hope is down the drain. But on 2nd and 1, as you can see, Minnesota drives all the way down the field and scores on us early. They are not here to play with us. But as you can see, Bones Paducah the 9th picks up an interception, but he steps right out of bounds. But on 2nd and 7, he was kinda got burnt, but he made up for it and put it on this wide receiver head top. And he said he is not playing with anyone. But on 3rd and 5, as you can see, he wasn't in his zone and he got burned and let up a touchdown. I don't know what he's doing out there. But on 1st and 10, bam, get back on your feet, son. But I mean, when they beat us, they act like they won the championship. But we're going to lose another game. And Bones in the game off of 4 total tackles and 2 interceptions. I mean, after taking about 3 losses in a row, Bones Paducah the 9th is probably going to transfer after this season. But on 3rd and 11, he absolutely lays the boom. And on 4th and 4, he was not in his zone and let up another touchdown. I mean, he is kind of gave up on the season and just, he's ready to be done. But on 1st and 10, he almost had an interception but dropped the ball. On to the next play on 2nd and 12, Bones was getting blocked up while this quarterback absolutely took off and went all the way to the house. I mean, we're getting absolutely whooped. We're getting toasted. But on 1st and 10, guess what? He said he's not gonna back down. He's gonna fight adversity and come back in this ball game. But on 3rd and 17, he come outside and booms that running back. But on 2nd and 1, the running back gets outside and he will punch it in 4-6. We're going to lose our 4th game in a row. But with that being said, Bones Paducah the 9th had a fantastic freshman season. He didn't win a natty and he didn't win Heisman, but he is entering that transfer portal. After Bones Paducah the 9th had a great season with Wisconsin, he absolutely didn't win a national championship, so he wanted to transfer, and he transferred to the Oregon Ducks. I mean, he told coach from the start he's going to come in and change this program around, and we are going to make a run for that national championship. Going into our first game against FCSSC, Bones Paducah the 9th has to come out intense, and as you can see, he intercepts that ball early, and with the 7-foot height that he has, he's going up on anybody and catching that ball. And will he return it? No, he ran out of bounds. But on 2nd and 13, he was not in his zone, and absolutely, after he made a great play, he let up a big play for their offense. That's not a good look. But on 3rd and 3, as you can see, he was sitting in his zone again, and oh my God, Bones Paducah the 9th will pick that ball off, and this time, he will see the end zone. And when we talk about being a Heisman contender, that is a great start to the season for Bones. But on 1st and 10, he wasn't in his zone at all, but guess what? He almost had another interception, but he dropped it this time. Come on, Butterfingers. But on 2nd and 17, they can't throw the ball his way. We're going to win the game. He had no tackles with 2 interceptions. I mean, he has to change something with his tackling if he wants to be a top prospect. Going to our next game against 0-1 Virginia, they throw it Bones Paducah the 9th way, and I'm telling you, this boy is dangerous when you throw that ball his way. He might not tackle the best, but he's going to catch that ball, so do not test him. But on 2nd and 7, as you can see, he was getting kind of burnt, but he comes down on this quarterback and absolutely bams him, makes him fumble that ball, and guess what? My teammate picked it up, and I went and gave all praises to the Most High, because I'm blessed. But on 1st and 10, he drops an interception. I mean, he is just dropping them. I mean, that's the second time this season that he boom, drops the ball. But on 3rd and 11, as you can see, he gets kind of burnt and he always lets up a touchdown after he does something great. I don't understand it. But on 3rd and 9, he wasn't in his zone, but he comes back down on this, catches the interception, and he will get brought down. And he was absolutely fired up. He said he wants some more. But as you can see, we're going to win the game. He ends the game off of 4 total tackles and 2 interceptions and 1 forced fumble. It is always a blessing to play a team for the SEC so we can showcase our talents. And somehow, some way, Bones Paducah tonight picked that ball off. I'm not going to say anything. I don't think his feet were down, but he did intercept that ball. But he's still having a problem with tackling. I mean, he's misangling and everything. He has to pick it up. Tennessee drives down the field and scores on us early, and that's not like us at all. But on 3rd and 10, boom, that's how you come down and lay a big hit and shorten somebody's neck. And oh my God, look at that one-hand interception. He dives because he's the man. But he ends the game off with only 1 total tackle and 2 interceptions. But guess what? Bones Paducah is leading the NCAA in interceptions. Going into our next game against 2-1 Cal on 3rd and 11, they throw the ball off and boom, he gets hit out of bounds pretty hard. But on 2nd and goal, they will draw down that field and he throws it right down the middle. He knows better not to throw it Bones Paducah way because it will get intercepted. But on 2nd and 18, Bones is still missing tackles. He has to get this together. And on 3rd and 9, oh my God, he was in great position and just didn't intercept the ball, but he made the tackle. But on 2nd and 4, guess what? He will get back. He said he was tired of not catching the ball and messing up, but we will go on and win the ball game. On to our next game, the team that's supposed to be the next big thing. Bones almost had an interception early on, but guess what? That boy went and got a sack. Oh my God, that is crazy coming from a DB. He wasn't even supposed to do it. He was just playing football. But as you can see, he drops an interception that could have been taken to the house. But as you can see, he misangled this tackle and came back down and made up for it. But going into the next play, as you can see, this running back runs it out and boom, that's how you lay him down before it gets started. And oh my God, almost an interception. That's how you put somebody down as soon as they catch that ball. Boom! Oh my God, that's how you clean somebody clock and shorten their neck at the same time. As you can see, there is a flag on the play. They will go in and score, and it was a flag on us, so they get 6. But oh my God, I almost jumped that route, but I will put them behind the line of scrimmage. But on 4th and 8, I will come down again and bam, I almost took them ACL, MCL out, boy. But as you can see, he ends the game off of 7 total tackles and 1 sack. Going into our next game, it's time to give Washington their first L, and I'm not gonna lie, the craziest thing just happened. I dropped the interception, and he will go in for 6. I mean, that's embarrassing, Bones. You have to do better. Bam! That's how you come across the field and lay a big hit. But on 1st and 10, that was almost an interception, but he will make the tackle instead. And on 2nd and 4, they keep trying Bones, and he will deflect that ball. He said, you're not getting anything else on me, buddy. But on 3rd and 4, as you can see, that was almost another interception. But he just cannot catch the ball. But guess what? He will not catch it, but he will put him down. But on 1st and goal, they will run it outside to go in and score, and we will take our first loss against Washington. Bones in the game off of 4 total tackles. After taking that loss, I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of humble now. We're not gonna lose again, but Bones would have made a tackle on early in the game. And on 3rd and 11, the quarterback tried him and he dropped the ball, and coach said, next time you drop that ball, guess where you're gonna be, Bones? He said, where, coach? Sideline. And on 2nd and 10, as you can see, he said, coach, I'm not gonna drop it anymore. I'm gonna take that thing to the crib, and he gonna die for 6 because he's that man. His game off of 1 total tackle, 1 interception. Coach said you have to do better. On to our next game against UCLA on 1st and 10. I almost picked the ball up, but absolutely dropped him to the ground. But on 3rd and 7, Bones was sitting in his zone, and he intercepts that ball, and he will catch his balance and bounce it back outside, and he keeps tripping up. He catches his balance again, and they just rallied that ball, and he was fired up. He said, let's go! I want some more. And on 4th and 6, as you can see, he was just sitting there and almost had an interception. He made sure to drop him down, but he only had 3 total tackles and 1 interception. On to our next game against 1-7 Stanford. We're going to treat him as such. As soon as he catches that ball, he got to gain it too much, but I will put him down. Bam! On 2nd and 8, Bones coming out at 10. He said, we are going to treat you guys just how you only won 1 game, and Bones was just not treating him as such. I mean, they scored on him. He has to do better. But as you can see, he comes down and take ACL, MCL out. It's going to be one of them type of games. He's trying to hurt you. Bam! He takes ACL, MCL out again. But going into the next play, play. As you can see, Bones was sitting in his own one-hand interception. Oh my God. He ends the game off with 3 total tackles and 1 interception while we go on to win the game. Coaches came up to Bones Paducah the ninth, and he said, if you want to start getting noticed, you have to put yourself out there. I know you're only a sophomore and you're just getting your feet wet, but you got to turn up if you want to go to the NFL like your brothers. And he said, Coach, I got you. This game, I'm going to turn up. This is not going to look like me. Bam! Oh my God. He lays a big hit in the backfield, and he was fired up. I mean, on 2nd and 12, he's coming across that field and hitting like he hasn't all season. And oh my God, he almost dives for an interception, but he drops the ball. And on 1st and 10, he catches 2nd interception of the game, breaks 1 tackle, bounces it back outside, and he would get knocked out. He said, yes, sir. Oh, done got the wrong one turned up. And on 1st and 10, as you can see, he was sitting in his zone again, but bam! His teammates let up a pretty big game, but he finished them off. That's how you shorten somebody's neck. Bam! He's gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But on 2nd and 10, he comes down and takes this ball with 27 seconds to go. 28-20. That's how you end the ball game and get up and say, I own y'all. He gets player of the game with 4 total tackles and 3 interceptions. On to our next game against 4-6. Bam! Arizona. That's how you come off the edge and lay that boom. Yes, sir. Bam! That's how you hit the quarterback and get a sack. And on 2nd and 17, guess what? I go get another one. But on 1st and 10, I was sitting in my zone, but came down and laid a big hit. He got a gain of nothing. But on 3rd and 2, I absolutely lost the receiver, but he was out of my zone. That wasn't my man to get, but I still went to go get him. But as you can see, I threw him to the ground, son. You're not on the same level as me. But on 3rd and 5, this boy catch the ball and I dive for his legs out of bounds. On 1st and 10, this is how you come down, lay a big hit, and get him behind the line of scrimmage and get up and say, yes, sir. Bones Paducah the ninth has been on a roll for the last 2 games, but as you can see, he drops an interception. Come on, man. But he gets 8 total tackles and 2 sacks. On to our next game against Oregon State. I'm going to show them who the real Oregon is, and bam! Oh my God, I absolutely threw him on his back, son. You just got embarrassed. But on 3rd and 8, Bones Paducah the ninth read this like it was nothing. I mean, he just knew the playbook. He absolutely knew it and took it all the way to the crib. And guess what? He absolutely broke the school interception record. Oh my God, this kid is going bananas. Doing the things that Bones Paducah the ninth is doing as a sophomore, oh my God, he goes and get a sack. It's unbelievable. Just imagine when he hits his junior year. That's his breakout year to go to the league. But as you can see, he drops an interception, and we kind of didn't make it to the conference championship game, but still got invited to go play the bowl game. On to the All-State Bowl game against number 14 TCU. I kind of feel bad for him because we're going to come out in 10s. I feel like we were supposed to go to that national championship, so now we are going to take it out on them. And Bones missed an interception. Come on, man. But on 1st and 10, he came down and made a big tackle. And on 1st and 10, he absolutely got did up by this wide receiver, but bammed him as well. But guess what? We're not national champions, but we are bowl champs. And guess what? Bones Paducah the ninth had 14 interceptions on the season, leading the NCAA in interceptions. Oh my God. But he had no chance at Heisman. He has to get it next year. But guess what? This is the end of his sophomore season. After Bones Paducah the ninth had a monster sophomore season, junior season has to be better. And as you can see, he intercepts the ball early on, and he could juke, weave. Oh my God. That's how you make him look crazy. Getting later into practice, they had a sweet play, and I boom, absolutely stuffed it. I tried to get in his chest. Hey, yo. But as you can see, I came around and made a tackle behind him. And I don't know why the quarterback kept throwing it Bones Paducah the ninth way. He picked that thing off again, and this time he hit that sideline. He will, and they will push him out. Going into our first game against Wyoming. This has to be a statement game for Bones Paducah the ninth. And he intercepts that ball and get up and said, this is my ball, and y'all would not get it back. You talk about coming out and starting intense. I mean, with another interception, this is what you call a great game to get started, and this is how you put a team away early. They will have fear in them. And as you can see, on 3rd and 4, I was staying in my zone, almost had another one, but that's what you call a pass breakup. But on 2nd and 10, bam, oh my God, you better drop that ball, kid, because you don't belong on the same field as me. But as you can see, on 1st and 10, I got burnt, but I made up for it and intercepts the ball again, and I will get brought down. Bones Bones Paducah tonight to start off to a great season with 3 interceptions. We going to win the game, and he ends the game off on only 1 total tackle, but 3 interceptions that made up for it. Going into our next game against Michigan State. When you're on a mission, you have to stay focused and come out and start off intense every game. And as you can see, I start the game off with a tackle for loss. Bones Paducah on 4th and 2 was staying in his zone, but I'm not going to lie, that other side was not. They ran it in for 6, but will he get an interception? No, he will not. He will let up a big pass or a 28-yard reception, but on 2nd and 9, he kind of made up for it, and bam, this quarterback, oh my God, got up and silenced the crowd and said, it's on. After that big hit against the quarterback, you always want to get a big hit to fear their whole offense. Once the quarterback's rattled, the whole team is going to rattle with them. But on 4th and goal, we hold them to 3, and it is now 10-10. On 2nd and 12, Bones Paducah tonight was not in his zone, but he boomed the quarterback and made sure to make his head hurt some more. But on 1st and 10, not being in my zone, the wide receiver got me, and they will go on to win the game. We take our first L of the season with 5 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. On to our next game after taking that devastating loss, Bones Paducah tonight has been questioning himself on why he wasn't in his zone. Why was he just doing his own thing? He didn't do his 3-10-30 read progression. I mean, what was he doing out there? And I mean, Bones Paducah tonight has been in the film room and said, I cannot make that mistake again. And on 2nd and 10, oh my God, he made that mistake again, and he has to get it together if he want to be a top pick in that NFL draft. And as you can see, he makes a tackle and he gets up and he was kind of hyped, but he kind of needs to get it together. And on 3rd and 17, he messed up again. Bones Paducah tonight has to get it together. And he just, I don't know what's going through his head. I don't know if he's starting to do a little bit of drugs or what, but he is messing up. As you can see on 3rd and 12, he finally gets an interception, and I mean, finally does his read progression, and he is dancing. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't be dancing out there. It's nothing to be proud about. That's what you're supposed to do. But he drops another interception that could have been to the crib. He ends the game off with 4 total tackles and 1 interception. Going into our next game against Utah on 1st and 10, I'm not gonna lie, I was in my zone, but I had 2 to cover and I didn't know which one to go for, and I went for that one, and I hit my teammate, and he will go all the way, but I will shoestring tackle. And when you talk about trying to get to a great start, that was a horrible start, and they went in and scored early. I'm not gonna lie, that was just a whole bad defensive possession right there, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't in my zone, but I came down and boom, oh my God, I about took ACL, MCL out, and I got up fired up with my teammate. And with Bones Paducah tonight having a horrible game last game, he can't make any mistakes, and as I say that, he made a mistake and wasn't in his zone, and that wide receiver took it all the way to the crib to make it 28-14. I don't know what's going on with Bones, but he's just not playing like himself, but we will go on to win the ball game. He has game off of 3 total tackles. The past 2 weeks hasn't been the best for Bones Paducah tonight, so boom, he has to have a great game this game. And on 2nd and 2, he was not in his zone at all, but he almost intercepted the ball with a great hit that he had. And on 1st and 10, he was sitting back and bam, oh my God, got somebody. And when Bones come to play, he plays amazing, but he kind of lets up another pass, and coach said, you let up another pass, I promise you're going to be on that bench. But as you can see on 2nd and 11, Bones Paducah tonight catches the interception, and I think he's back acting like himself, and he's back on that road to go be the greatest cornerback to ever do it. But as you can see on the other side of the field, they let up a touchdown, but I came through and laid the hit in the hole, made sure that quarterback had no room to go anywhere. After a great defensive stop, as you can see, the offense went up and scored, and I will get burnt again to let up another touchdown. Man, I don't know what's going on, but on 1st and 10, I said I wasn't going for it no more and did it again. Come on, Bones, you're just letting everybody run right past you like you're just a freshman. But as you can see on 1st and 10, they throw it to the other side of the field and will score again. And I was absolutely pissed off. I said I can't take it anymore. And on 2nd and 10, they tried us with 0 seconds on the clock, and they did not catch that ball, and we will go on and win the ball game. But Bones has to get it together if he want to be a top pick in this draft. He ends the game off with 6 total tackles and 1 interception. On to our next game against UCLA, I feel like this is going to be the breakout game for Bones Paducah tonight, but as you can see, he comes all the way across the field and makes a tackle. That was a horrible start. 27-yard reception, we cannot be giving up early on in the game, but as you can see, I hit him as soon as he caught the ball, and on 1st and 10, this quarterback ran right outside, and I will bam, oh my God, I forklifted that kid. But on 2nd and goal, as you can see, I will wrap and roll. Those Gator rolls are paying off. And on 1st and 10, bam, oh, got somebody. But on 2nd and goal, I was sitting in my zone and they threw it to the other side. I think they kind of scared to throw it Bones' way because he's not playing this game. And he's picking picking off everything that comes his way. He missed the interception. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, they will throw another dot to take it up 22-22. We going to overtime, and I will come and hit that kid, and we will go on to win the ball game with 6 total tackles. Game after game after game. Boom! Oh my God, Bones has been tried, and he said he has had enough. And we are at the crib. And as you can see, boom! Oh my God, I don't think he came to play, you guys. And on 3rd and 10, they throws a short route, and he comes and take MC a lot. He made him flip on his head. But on 1st and 10, he was sitting in his zone, and guess what? He will intercept that ball, and he sees nothing but that crib, and he could take that thing to the house. And he was dancing and jigging and doing his thing. Week after week, every quarterback has been trying Bones Buduki tonight, targeting him and throwing that ball his way. But he got burnt right there, but he absolutely stops and made the tackle. But as you can see on 2nd and 2, they throw it his way again, and he absolutely drops the interception. Come on, Butterfingers. But as you can see on 2nd and 15, he absolutely gets another TFL. But on 2nd and 10, boom! Oh my God, boy, sit down. And I think Bones Buduki tonight is kind of getting ahead of himself because he tripped over his feet and let up the only touchdown of the game. We were supposed to keep donuts on that board. And it's 4th and goal, and they throw an out route for another TD. Bones Buduki tonight has to get it together because they're targeting him every time. He ends the game off with 8 total tackles and 1 interception. On to our next game is a must-needed game for us to win it. Bones Buduki tonight said he's not going to be tried this game, and these quarterbacks are going to stop targeting him. So he took it to the crib and said, "This is my house. Y'all boys got me messed up." And on 1st and 10, he came down and absolutely boom this kid. Oh my God. After letting them drive all the way down the field on 1st and goal, they will punch it in for 6, and they were absolutely fired up. We cannot give them the momentum at all. But as you can see, I came down to get a pass breakup. That was almost an interception. But on 2nd and 11, I let him get this out route, and he absolutely took it to the crib. Bones Buduki tonight is finna turn up. They done messed up. But as you can see, he gets another interception. I told you that boy was gonna turn up. That boy said, "This is my house. I don't know why y'all keep trying me," but he lets a pass right down the middle, and he could, and he would take it to the crib. I said, you know what? For every positive thing y'all get, I'm gonna get it right back. So Bones Buduki tonight picks that ball up, and he said, "I'm trying to find that crib this time," but I'm not gonna lie, they rallied the ball. But we going to win. He had 1 total tackle and 3 interceptions. But after that big win right there, we are now ranked number 9 in the country, and we're going against Cal, and I will intercept the ball the first play of the game to get this game started, and that's how you change the momentum and shut down the offense early on. You get that quarterback rattle, absolutely. But on 2nd and 10, I came down and cleaned this clock. Oh my God. On 2nd and 4, Bones Buduki is 28-0. He said he smelt that end zone, so he picks the ball off, and he could, and he would go all the way to the crib. And he was absolutely fired up. And on 3rd and 9, I don't know why this quarterback keep trying him. He dropped that one. That was almost his 3rd. Going into the next play on 3rd and 13, the quarterback has kind of figured out not to throw that ball my way, and they will go in for 6. And I was kind of frustrated because I said that's not supposed to happen. So I went and got a sack. It ends the game off with 2 total tackles and 2 interceptions. On to our next game against Arizona, we went up 3-0 early on, and on 1st and 10, he absolutely threw a bomb deep on both of us and put it on our head top. That was crazy. But on 1st and goal, they will run it in for 6. And on 2nd and 11, they absolutely came outside, and I will wrap and roll them. Them Gator rolls are paying off. And as you can see, this dude was breaking all these tackles, so I came across the field and absolutely threw him out of bounds. But with it being 12-7, at any moment, they could take that lead. So I absolutely dropped the interception. We should have had that, but we still going to win the ball game, and I had 5 total tackles. On to our next game against Colorado. Prime time. It's time to put these boys to a stop. And on 1st and 10, they had a read option, and Shador Sanders was breaking all of these tackles. I'm not going to lie, he was getting down the field, but I absolutely came and tackled him. He's going to know who Bones Buduki tonight is at the end of this game, but I'm not going to lie, he ran it in for 6. But on 1st and 10, boom, got to mighty, I cleaned that kid's clock. But on 2nd and 3rd, I came down and absolutely wrapped and rolled him. He still had a gain of too much. He had the 1st down. But on 1st and 10, they had another read option. I hit Shador, and he hit the running back, and they get a gain of nothing. But as you can see, we're going to win the ball game, and I end the game off with 4 total tackles. Going into our rival game against Oregon State, we're going to show y'all boys who Oregon is. And on 3rd and 16, as you can see, Bones Buduki tonight took that thing to the crib to start the game off. And on 1st and 10, they had a sweep play, but I wasn't going. Bam! Oh my God, I forced the fumble. My teammate picked it up, and this is the way to get the game started. I'm talking about I got these boys rattled early. And oh my God, Bones Badooka the ninth with a one-hand interception. He will try to return it, make a defender miss, but he will hit me and bring me down. After absolutely going ballistics the last 3 series, I absolutely let up a touchdown, and I was pissed off at myself. So I said, you know what? The next series, I'm going to get that ball back. And on 1st and 10, Bones Badooka the ninth intercepts that ball. He kind of tripped over his player, then got brought down. I'm not going to lie, they rallied the ball. And with that interception, I broke the school record on interceptions with 14. That boy right there is going to be bad, mama. But on 1st and 10, he ran a crazy route, but I absolutely tried to rip that ball out, son. I'm not playing with you. Going into the next play, on 2nd and 3, they had a sweep play, and I absolutely horse-collared this kid. But on 1st and goal, he ran a slant route, and I let up a touchdown. I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but I come around that corner, oh my God, we helicoptered that kid. And as you can see, I get player of the game with 5 total tackles and 3 interceptions and 1 forced fumble. After absolutely balling out this season with only 1 loss, we're going into our next game, the Pac-12 championship game against UCLA. I said it's no fly zone. Don't throw that ball my way. And on 2nd and 6, Bones Badooka the ninth will intercept that ball, and will he return it? He will hit that sideline, bounce it back up, break 1 tackle, and they all rallied that ball. But going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I absolutely read this play like the back of my hand, so I absolutely broke on it. But on 1st and 10, I broke on this one too, and boom, got Tamati absolutely laid him out. I hope he has a headache. If I was him, I would have quit football after that one. But going into the next play on 3rd and 2, they keep throwing these short routes, and bam, I don't care if you ran out of bounds, son, you're gonna get hit. But on 2nd and 8, I absolutely go and deflect the ball, and we are Pac-12 champions. We have made it. And Bones Badooka the ninth ends the game off with 4 total tackles and 1 interception. We have finally made it, going into the national championship game against the University of Louisville. As you can see, we got a 3-and-out early on to start the game off, and I almost had an interception going into the next drive, but he absolutely caught it on me. But on 2nd and 6, I boomed him and made sure to hit him in front of his teammates. But the quarterback threw the ball to me, and I will intercept it, and Tony toe tapper. Boy, that was beautiful. But as you can see, on 2nd and 6, I went and got a sack. I was absolutely fired up. I said, y'all boys done unleashed the beast, and bam, got to my flipped him, and I hope he's all right, because that was a pretty hard hit he had to take, and I absolutely rattled him after that one. I don't think he wanted to run the ball again. I think they just gave up after that one. But on 3rd and goal, oh my God, I almost had a diving interception, but I dropped it. But on 4th and goal, they will punch the ball in, and they tried to tie the game up, but we will go down and score again. And in overtime, this quarterback tried to run it, but he fumbles the ball, and we could, and we would go all the way. Will he get hawked? He will get hawked. But guess what? We still going to win the game, and Bones Badooka the ninth gets player of the game with 8 total tackles. And as you can see, we are presenting our coach that national championship trophy. And I'm not gonna lie, after breaking the school record in interceptions and going to win a national championship, Bones Badooka the ninth is headed to a great stage, and he will be entering the NFL draft. And with the first pick of the round 1 NFL draft, Bones Badooka the ninth has got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Drop in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video, and what video do you want to see next.